Pokémon makes its way into absolutely every genre, or so it seems. Racing? Check. Roguelike? Check. Photography simulator? Checkerino. Even puzzle games weren't safe after 2006's Pokémon Trozei, an awesome little puzzler with a strange name and a unique art style that made you wonder if you were watching an Esurance commercial or something. It was well received by those who, well, wanted Pokemon in puzzle form, largely ignored by everyone else. But that was 3 generations ago. 2014 calls for a new kind of Trozei. 2014 calls for a brand new challenge. That's all you really need to do. Oh, there are other changes as well? Let's hear them, Spanky. Anyone who's caught wind of casual puzzle gaming in the last however many years will be familiar with the concept. Line up 3 or more like Pokemon on the bottom screen and they disappear. But you're not trying to clear the board, well, at least most of the time. Nope, you're here to do battle against a wild Pokemon that you're looking to capture. Because include gottacatchemall.h. And that's where the Pokemon you're matching begin to matter. The first Pokemon of a combo determines the strength and type of the attack, which will interact with the type of the target Pokemon as per the usual rock, paper, scissors-y mechanics Pokemon that you're used to. Of course, there are some alterations, as immunities would make for kind of crappy outcomes, and dual types are done away with in a move that's just rather jarring to those familiar with the 700 plus Pokemon you'll be encountering. Leads to frustrations like thinking your water attack will be useful against normally poisoned ground Nidoking, only to learn that he's just straight up poison, so you're out of luck. But even with the trimmed down mechanics, there's still plenty of action inside this puzzle. As each encounter goes on through a series of Pokemon, they'll occasionally attack your box, depleting the energy you have for that stage, and in fact breaking down the walls of the screen-and-a-half enclosure itself. Should a chunk of wall crumble completely, your foe can actually invade your playfield physically, creating an obstruction to your play and generally making a nuisance of itself. Fortunately, not all Pokemon are for attacking. Some, like Mr. Mime and Cresselia, can repair the walls of your stage, while Chansey refills your energy directly. These are useful things to have on hand, so you might want to include them in your support Pokemon, which you can take with you from stage to stage to ensure that you'll have the attackers you want. Just so happens that you get these stars of Gen 3 fairly early in your quest, and they offer respectable coverage while packing quite the punch, so they've been my go-tos for a while. But, that doesn't confirm anything, or nothing. Presentation-wise, there are 2 main factors to note. One, that the soundtrack sounds significantly more epic than it has any business being, and 2, you can certainly smash over 700 Pokemon down to just a tiny sprite each and still have everyone be recognizable. At least recognizable to those of us who know all of these things, even if you don't feel comfortable admitting that in a public forum. Pokémon Battle Trozei threatens to absorb even more of the potential Pokémon Master's precious time between actually completing the Pokédex, yes, including all of the unknown, and or throwing down in multiplayer battles. It might be on the simple side, but actually tracking down every one of these monsters is going to take patience, practice, and probably an online resource just to learn what conditions you need to meet in order to make some of the more elusive species appear. It'll hold you over at least until you get those bleeding Gen 3 remakes no one ever seems to shut up about.